Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, hello, you're welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe and please turn on the bell as well. Thank you so much. So in my last update about Jodha and AKBAR, Jalal and Rukaya decided to go and meet Jodha where she was working for the people, and they finally met Jodha, and Jalal played a trick that would allow them to be working together with Jodha at the place. And Salim was not left out as well. Salim was also helping the poor, and that was our last update. Let's continue from there. Mehtab says to Jodha that Jalal should go back to the palace. Jodha says that she doesn't understand why Jalal is staying there and she will talk to him, and Mehtab leaves. Jodha lies on the bed to sleep, but Jodha finds a shadow outside her tent, and Jodha asks that who is there. Jodha goes to find out who was there, and suddenly Jalal comes there and scares Jodha. Jodha asks that why is Jalal staying at the camp, and why did Jalal did drama in the court, and what is Jalal doing in a tent at night. Jalal says that he is Jodha's husband and he can come to Jodha's tent at any time. Jodha asks that why is Jalal staying at the camp. Jalal says that when Salim got angry, they both tried to pacify Salim, and the same way that the people are his son, so when they are angry, he will try to tell them that they think of their good only, and he will serve the people there, and Agra will be handled by Salim. Jalal says that two most important things that belongs to him are there, and one is Jodha, and the other one is his nation, so he will stay there with them. Jodha asks that can Jalal stay there as a commoner. Jalal says why not? If Jodha can stay there as a commoner, then why can't he? Jalal says that he will serve the people and he will try to restore their trust in him, and maybe not like the king, but as a commoner. Jalal asks that will Jodha allow him to become Jodha's servant and work for Jodha. Jodha gets tears in her eyes and Jodha asks Jalal, and Jodha says okay. She ordered Jalal to leave her tent now. Jalal says that he understands, but he just came to meet Jodha and he will leave, and Jalal kissed Jodha's forehead and asks Jodha to take care, and Jalal leaves. Salim reads Jalal's letter, and the minister says that till when Jalal will return back to the palace, then Salim have to handle the things in the palace. Salim says that he cannot take this responsibility, never. Barbara says that it is Salim's duty to handle the government in Jalal's absence, and it is Jalal's order as well. Salim says that he cannot help the people by sitting in the palace. The minister says that helping the people is important, but protecting the border is also important too. So they have to take some important decisions. Salim says that the ministers can take the decisions, but the ministers say no, only Salim can give orders. Amida says to Salim that maybe Salim was given this chance so that Salim can learn something. Until now, Salim used to help people, and now Salim would have to protect the people. And Salim should remember that Salim promised her that Salim would marry her and Salim would protect his nation. But Salim broke his first promise by not marrying her, so Salim should not break the second promise. Salim says okay, he will protect his nation, but he would go out and help the people too. Amida says great. Jalal comes to the village to work. The head of the village asks Jalal to work with Jodha, and the head of the village asks Rukaya to come with her and work. Rukaya thinks that why did she bring Jalal here, and now she have to work under a common lady. Jalal says to the head of the village that Rukaya is his wife, and Rukaya cannot work, and he will do her work instead. Rukaya says that if Jalal can work, then she can work too. Jalal says that but Rukaya cannot work, and Rukaya says that she will learn. Jodha says that Rukaya doesn't need to work, and the head of the village says that why is Jodha telling Rukaya not to work, because they need helpers. Jalal asks that what work will he do. Jodha asks Jalal that the people that are making food there, Jalal should go and help them. Jalal smiles at Jodha and leaves. The head of the village asks Zakira to tell Rukaya the work that she would do. Zakira was afraid of Rukaya, but Zakira still tells Rukaya the work. Rukaya thinks that she will never forget what she have to go through because of Jodha. Salim gets a letter from Manvai, and Manvai writes that she miss Salim a lot and she is worried about the situation of Agra, and she hopes that everything will be fine, and she has sent a gift for Salim and for Anarkali too, so Salim should send Anarkali's gift to her. Salim finds a gold necklace for Anarkali, and Salim asks the soldier to send the gold necklace to Anarkali. A maid gives the necklace to Anarkali, and the maid says that Salim has sent the gift to Anarkali. Anarkali was shocked after finding the heavy necklace, and Anarkali says that the people are dying because of hunger, and Salim is giving her gift, and Salim is an hypocrite. Salim says to himself that he hates himself for hurting Anarkali, and on the other side, Anarkali says to herself that Salim do things that makes her hatred increase for him, and what kind of a human is he? Salim on the other side says that he did a lot of things with Anarkali and he can never forgive himself. Anarkali says that he can never forgive Salim for sending this necklace to her, and Anarkali cries. Jalal was making food, and Mehtab gives Jalal water and asks if Jalal will be able to do the work. Jalal says no, he will do the work, and Jalal says to Mehtab that he is very proud of her. One lady gives her child to Rukaya and asks Rukaya to handle the baby. Rukaya thinks that now she is stuck, and Jodha laughs. The child peed on Rukaya, and Rukaya says, "Oh God," and Rukaya put the child down. The lady asks Rukaya to keep the child in her lap because any insect can bite the baby. Rukaya says that but the baby has peed on her, and the lady says, "So what?" Rukaya thinks that if this lady was in Agra, then she would have punished her severely. Jodha was in her room, and Jodha was writing down the work that is left to be done, but Jodha slept off in the process. Jalal comes to Rukaya's room and finds Rukaya sleeping. Jalal looks at Rukaya's hand and wipes the hand, and Jalal then wipes dust from Rukaya's face. Jalal says thanks to Rukaya because Rukaya came to the village to help him, and this act of Rukaya has increased his respect for her, so thanks to Rukaya, and Jalal goes out. Some men ask Jalal to sit with them, but Jalal says that he is feeling sleepy, and Jalal was about to go. The man asks that where is Jalal going to, because Jalal's tent is on the other side. Jalal says that he is going for a walk before he will sleep, and the man asks Jalal to be careful there because there are some wild animals there, and Jalal nods. Jodha was sleeping, and she sees a dream in which Jalal was saying that why was Jodha being punished for his own mistakes, and why, and it was him who was at fault, not Jodha, and Jalal bangs his head on the wall. Jodha wakes up with a jerk and says that one more bad dream. Jalal comes there, and Jalal gives Jodha water and asks that what happened. Jodha says that she saw a bad dream now, in which Jalal was saying that they should not give his own punishment to her, and then Jalal banged his head on the wall. Jalal says that Jodha should not worry because he is with Jodha, and Jodha is tired. That was why she was saying these dreams, and it will make Jodha sleep. Jodha lies her head on Jalal's lap. A lady comes there, and Jalal quickly hides. The lady says that she needs some medicine, and Jodha gives the medicine to the lady, and the lady leaves. Jalal comes out of hiding, and Jodha asks Jalal to leave. Jalal says that Jodha should not think about the dream, and Jodha should take some rest instead, and Jalal leaves. Jodha was serving food to the people, and a lady finds Rukaya and asks Rukaya to walk. Rukaya sits to eat food, but the lady asks Rukaya to serve the people instead of eating, and the lady gives rotis to Rukaya and asks Rukaya to give it to everyone, and Rukaya nods and started giving rotis to everyone. Then Rukaya sits again to eat, but the lady doesn't let Rukaya eat. One lady comes to Jodha and says that Jodha is being called in the open court because there is one case and Jodha have to settle the matter. Jodha leaves and Rukaya goes behind Jodha. Jodha comes to the court and Jodha asks that what happened. Jalal comes to the court and one lady says that Jalal was accused that in the night he left his tent and he was roaming around the tent of the women. Jodha was scared. The lady says to Jodha that Jalal was accused for roaming around the tent of the ladies, and Jodha thinks that how will she tell them that Jalal came to her tent. One man says that they were working during the day, and in the night, Jalal was flirting with the women. One man says that they were sitting outside, and they saw Jalal coming out of the tent of a lady, and they asked Jalal what he was doing near the lady's tent. Jalal was silent, and Jodha says that Jalal came to her tent, and everyone were shocked. Jodha says that Jalal came to tell her that his wife was having pain, so Jalal wanted to take medicine from her. So that was why Jalal came to her tent and took medicine from her. A man says that okay, they forgive Jalal this time, but Jalal should not do this kind of mistake again. Jalal says yes, this will not happen again, and Jalal leaves. One man says that he knows that Jalal is lying about something. Sharma was looking for Ada, and she stops Barbara and introduces herself. Barbara says that he is Barbara, and Sharma says, oh, so he is Barma, the father of Jodha, the Mariam Samani. Barbara says, oh, Sharma have problem, and Barbara thinks to leave fast, else he will get mad with Sharma's questions, and Barbara leaves, and Sharma continued to find Ada. Jalal was walking, and Jodha comes to Jalal and asks him to walk fast, and Jodha angrily says to Jalal that Jalal should see that he was about to get caught. Jalal says so should he stop meeting his wife and see how Jodha saved him. So Jodha is clever. Jodha says that now Jalal should be careful and Jalal should not come to meet her in the open again, and Jalal will not come to meet her like this again. Jalal says that he promised that if he comes to meet Jodha now, nobody will be able to see him, and Jodha leaves and Jalal smiles. Sharafuddin says to his men that he will go to Agra by himself because man's men are everywhere and he doesn't want any mistakes to be done, and he will act to be a sick person so that they can allow him to enter Agra. Jalal wakes up in his tent and says that why is he feeling so odd suddenly, and Jalal comes out of his tent and he looks up in the sky. A strong light comes on the earth from the sky and Jalal was shocked. The sky started lightning and Jalal asks that what is this and what miracle is this. Jalal tries to touch the light but Jalal gets hot and Jalal says that what is this, and Jalal find other people, they were not affected with the light. Jalal asks that what kind of a storm is this. A spiritual soul, that is the kid, says that the storm is in Jalal's heart, and when the storm in Jalal's heart is finished, then the storm of the sky will go too. The spiritual soul says that Jalal was given the duty to help the people, and Jalal was sent to the people as an angel. But what did Jalal do? Jalal asks that who is talking, and suddenly the light from the sky goes off. Jalal asks that what was that, and was he seeing a dream? And Jalal asks a man if he sees any storm. The man says that what storm? Because no storm was here, and Jalal have to walk, so Jalal should go. Jalal says that he doesn't want to walk. The man says that Jalal is thinking of himself as a king, and they are all common people, not king, so they have to work hard to get food, so Jalal should come with him, and Jalal goes with the man. Jalal was making food, and Jalal thinks that God took everything away from him so that he can see how the people love him, and God made him learn how to work and how to earn food, and now he would work hard. Jodha comes there and saw Jalal working, and the other people were praising Jalal for his hard work. Jodha says to Jalal that Jalal should leave the work, but Jalal says that he is a common person, so he would have to work hard to earn something, and he have Jodha with him to take care of him. Jodha smiles at Jalal, and the head of the village comes there and asks Jalal to make the food fast, and do Jalal's wife make food this slow as well? Jalal says that his wife makes such a good food in the palace. The head of the village says palace. Jalal says everybody is a king in his house, and every house is a palace for the family. The head of the village says okay, she will call Jalal's wife, that is Rukaya, and Rukaya will make food for them, and the head of the village leaves. Jodha says to Jalal that what was the need to say that his wife made good food, and now Rukaya is in trouble, and Jalal smiles. A man called Jagdev comes to the village and he started distributing food to the poor. Jagdev meets with Jodha and says that Jodha is doing a great job for the people. Jodha introduces Jalal to him, and the head of the village says to Jagdev that the food that Jagdev has brought is very few for the people. Jagdev says that their king doesn't care for them, and he went to the ministers and asked them to give them some food, but the ministers refused, and so he brought this small food from his own house. Jalal thinks that who can it be among his ministers, and Jalal says to Jodha that he has sent food for this village, and then why did the food not get to the village? And Jalal thinks that who is among his minister that is doing this, and who doesn't want to help the people. One man asks Jagdev that Jagdev seems to be coming to the village because he likes Jodha, and Jagdev asks if the man is in his right senses to say something like that about a lady like Jodha. So talk begins, and Jalal also says that they were trying to help the people and they were busy restoring the people, but on the other side, there was Mirza Hakim who was ready to attack Agra. The ministers were discussing about Mirza's attack, and the minister says that Mirza knows about all the ways to the palace, and so Mirza is dangerous. Barbar says that it is time for war, and Barbar asks Murad and Daniya to lead the war, but Ada says that Murad and Daniya doesn't have the experience of war. Salim says that he will go to the war, and he will lead the war because he have learning and experience. One minister called Vazal says that Salim cannot leave the palace because Salim is needed in the palace. Salim says that he is the heir, so he will decide on what to do, and Salim asks Barbar to prepare for his journey, and Ada smacks. One man comes to Jalal and informs Jalal silently that Barbar will come to meet Jalal soon. Some minister that their face was not shown comes to the garden, and all the food were stored there. One man asks that how many carton of food was stored there, and the man says that it is 310, and the minister says okay. Jalal was lying in his tent and Jodha comes there. Jalal says that Jodha should not have come there because anybody can see Jodha. Jodha puts cream on Jalal's wound on his hand. And Jodha says that she is telling Jalal to leave from the place because the people hate King Jalal. And if they get to know that he is Jalal, then it will be dangerous for Jalal. And also, she can't see Jalal in pain. Jalal says that he came to see Jodha earlier, but now it feels good to work here. And also, he wants to know who is that person who is not letting food come to the village from the palace. Jodha says that in tough times, people changes their opinion, but Jalal is still ready to help the people. Jalal says that soon, the good time of the people would come, but he wants to know why he sent food to the village from the palace, and then the food did not get to the village. Jodha says that it seems like someone is behind all this, and Jalal says that he will find out soon who is behind the conspiracy. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching till the end, and if you like this video, please give it a like and please share it and comment and please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.